on your arms.
Hi everybody.
Hi.
We're here at the TNNA market. TNNA stands for the National the Needle Arts Association. National Needle Arts Association.
You can look it up at tnna.com or org or whatever it's at. Just type it. Google it.
Anyway,
that's where we are.
We're here.
We're in
the
Cleveland.
Market's behind us. You can kind of see it. Sorry for any shakiness, but there you go. This is what we're going down onto the show floor to look at what's for sale and what we want to buy for the store.
What's new and exciting.
So we'll try to film some other things when we're down there, maybe talk to a few people, and in the meantime, welcome to our show.
Hi.
Hi everyone. We're here on the show floor. There's Cecilia. Sorry, I have to bring my arms down a little bit because, you know, I'm a bit taller than she is. So.
Yes.
No, that doesn't work.
She is actually taller than me.
Anyway, we are just looking around. I thought maybe I'd show you a little bit of, I wonder if I can turn the camera around. Doesn't look like it. Okay, well, I'll just walk around a little bit. Okay, so you can see there are a lot of booths, and oh, there's Cecilia again. Anyway, we are going to try to interview some people today, and hopefully we'll get that done. I don't know.
We'll see how it goes.
Oh, there she is.
Here I am. Not just a disembodied voice.
Hi everybody, this is Alexandra from Alexandra the Art of Yarn.
Correct.
I always want to put another "the" in there.
I know.
The Art of the Yarn. But anyway.
It's possible.
Yeah, I suppose anything's possible. So say hi.
Hi.
And we have bought some things from Alexandra Cash and Carry to bring home for our retreat that's happening next week, and then to have in the store if it doesn't all sell at the retreat, but
Absolutely.
retreat. So I wanted to ask Alexandra about her company, how you started, and
Well, I started dyeing yarn about 10 or 12 years ago. I just really started I was teaching knitting classes at the time, and I really wanted something specific for my students.
Yeah.
And I couldn't find it, so I went out and started to just play, and I was just thinking that's what I was going to do. I didn't know this was going to happen.
Yeah. You should take
And
a picture
then,
of this because it's amazing.
It turns out that, you know, I'm pretty good at painting color.
Yeah.
And so now, you know, one thing sort of snowballed to another, and, you know, this is what we do full time. This is my
That's
life.
amazing.
We get to play with yarn every day.
So do you travel around the country and do shows?
I do.
Yeah.
I travel around and I do some retail, but mostly I support brick and mortar stores.
Nice.
And so I do an awful lot of trunk shows.
Yeah.
I probably do about 50
We'll have
of
to do that.
Yeah.
I do
Yes,
about
we will.
50 events a year.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So I do quite a bit.
And when you do a trunk show, do you go with the yarn or do you send
Sometimes
the yarn?
that depends on the owner and how
Okay.
they want that
Perfect.
that arrangement
Yeah.
made in the first place. And there's a different price point depending on whether I'm sitting or shipping.
Right, absolutely. And then we won't get into pricing because
Yeah.
these guys don't need to know that.
Nope.
How many people is it just you or is it?
Yep, it's just me and one other person, and she dyes the gradients, so that's
Okay.
what you were purchasing.
Yep.
So you bought her work.
Okay.
And then I have a bunch of subsidiary sort of offshoots. So
Yeah.
my business probably supports 8 or 9 people locally.
Oh, that's great.
So
And locally is Oregon.
or Silverton, Oregon. So my printer
Where's
is
Silverton?
We're just about 20 miles east of Salem and about 60 miles south of Portland.
Okay.
So
I was just in Portland last week.
Yeah, so I support a local printer, a local accountant, a local tax lady, a local photographer, a local web guy.
That's great.
And then I have a ball winder person, and I have somebody actually that comes and does some prep work. So scanning, you know, stuff like that. The back stuff.
Right.
The stuff nobody thinks about, but it has to get done.
Has to happen.
So I support all of that just by being a little micro business.
Right. And what else would you like our people to know? I mean, what else do you do besides yarning things? Do you have other fun things that you could share?
Not that much anymore. I travel extensively, probably 30 to 50,000 miles a year.
Wow.
So I see a lot of interesting things on the road. You know, so this particular trip I stopped in Alabama and saw the world's largest, oldest cave system.
Wow.
And it just happened to be, I saw a sign on the side of the road and I went, oh, okay, we're going to go over there and check that out. I went and saw the birthplace of Alcoholics Anonymous because I happen to be a 12-step member. So that was on my bucket list. That was on my bucket list, so that was pretty cool.
As a matter of fact, we have a plant in our house that's a cutting from a plant from, what's the guy's name who started it?
Bill or Bob?
I think it's Bill.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have, and my husband keeps making cuttings from that plant to give to other people.
So that was kind of fun. I went to the French Quarter in Louisiana. I've never been there. And you know, so that's kind of how things, you know, it's an adventure when I get to go on the road because you know, you never know what you're going to see. Oh, and I saw the birthplace of Saunders Caramel, which is a chocolate factory in Michigan. And that was kind of fun.
Yeah. So you get to do all sorts of
I do all kinds of things when I go on the road. And I do this stuff on purpose. Like, you know, that's my decompress.
Right.
So that I have some, it just doesn't feel like all I'm doing is driving from yarn shop to yarn shop at work.
Yeah.
I'm actually a knitter and a spinner, personally. So I enjoy doing those things on my time off as well. Because I really don't knit as much as I used to. But I do like to get my spinning wheel out occasionally in a random weird place and just pull out some fiber and go for, you know, an hour. So that's kind of fun. So, you know, we do some of that. I enjoy kayaking. I have no need to go fishing personally, but you know, I enjoy being on the water. So I go to the beach, I go to the mountains. I love playing in the snow, but I don't actually ski.
On rivers or open
water?
Both. Okay.
Both.
We have a cabin on a river in Wisconsin.
Gee, I feel so sorry for you.
I know, right? Yeah.
I actually live in Oregon, so about every 20 seconds there's a creek, a river, or a lake.
Yeah, absolutely.
On our side.
Minnesota, you know, 10,000
on our side,
lakes,
10,000 lakes. But we're on our side of the valley, so if you go look at Mount Hood, where, you know, everybody knows what Mount Hood looks like, so if you're on the western side of that, then you're going to be in the watershed area of the state. If you're on the eastern side of that becomes high desert.
Yeah, right.
So I'm basically 2 hours from anything you'd want to do. 2 hours from the snow, 2 hours from the beach, 2 hours from the theater.
It's like a perfect world, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's not
well,
terrible.
anyway, we should probably end this, and I'm sure there'll be some editing, but I don't know, maybe not.
You go for it.
We're so excited to have your yarn in our store. And
I appreciate your business, so thank you so much.
I will definitely be ordering other things.
And thank you to come to TNNA.
Oh, absolutely. I do it every year.
Appreciate it.
All right. Thanks,
all right, girls.
Simple, sounds good. Easy, and there's nothing much to it. All right. Hi, everyone. Hi. I am here with, you know, I don't even know your name.
I'm Samantha.
Samantha from Trailhead Yarns, and we've just purchased some great, fun new fingering weight yarn for cotton socks, cotton and nylon, in these fabulous colors that Trailhead Yarns is doing. So I wanted to ask you about your company, how it started, what inspires you, that kind of thing.
So we started 6 years ago. I was a wool dyer. And about 2.5 years later, I became severely allergic to all wool.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So I started looking for yarn that I could knit with, and everything was in fun, interesting colors.
Yeah.
So I decided to change that. And we now have 85 colorways. A lot of them are inspired by nature because I get a lot of my inspiration when I'm out in the woods.
Oh, cool.
And
and they have some really fun names, which of course I can't remember, but I'm sure you can remember. What are your funnest names, and how do you come up with the names?
I love one of the ones you guys got today was Determined Salmon. Determined Salmon is actually based on a picture of a salmon spawning upriver. So that was kind of
Really cool.
one of our nice new ones, part of our wildlife collection.
Yeah, fun. And you're in Ottawa.
Yes.
And tell us a little bit about Ottawa, and it sounds like you're an outdoorsy kind of person, so you spend time outdoors up there. And
Yeah,
I mean, everything in Canada's up there, so just letting you know.
Because we're kind of awesome when we're up
Yeah.
there. Yeah, it's all good.
I did say recently that I was going to have to immigrate to Canada. And
Well, at the very least, you should come visit.
It wasn't because of the political situation. I'm not getting into that on this podcast. It was because there's a new bug. I can't remember what it's called, but it bites you near your lips and gives you some nasty disease, and it's working its way north. And I was like, yeah, I'm done with that.
Near your lips?
Yeah, it's called the biting something.
Weird.
Or, yeah, I don't know. Anyway.
Okay, we don't
Canada
have that
doesn't
yet.
have that. So,
No, because I've never heard of it. So,
Yeah. I hadn't either.
So I studied forestry.
Oh, cool.
So my background's in forestry and outdoor adventure and
Yeah.
risk management. So
That's great.
yeah, this is very different,
Yeah.
but we still work with plant fibers.
Yeah. And so all of their yarns are plant fibers. They have a beautiful tencel. They've got cotton linen. I don't know what else. They have some embroidery tencel. Is it floss or is it?
We call it pearl.
Okay.
Tencel pearl.
Yeah. Perfect. What else do we want to know, Cecilia? You're behind the camera, but you can still talk.
Oh, can I?
Yes.
All right.
This will be
I have no idea.
edited out
Yeah.
right
Right-
here.
right
this
here.
little clip.
I'm usually edited out. She just talks to a blank screen a lot of times, so it's good.
Well, anyway, we're excited to
Um,
have your stuff in, and it should be arriving in September,
Late September, early October.
So look for it then, and we'll be sure to put it in the newsletter and stuff.
You guys will be the first to have the sock yarn.
Yay! Yes!
Special.
Well, thanks so
Yes.
much. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Thank you.
All right,
Hi,
Yarn.
everybody. We're here at the Verinda Yarn booth. This is a new yarn we're bringing in. This is the one I'm the most excited about. It's called Yoga. And
Or Yoda, as I keep saying.
yes, Laura keeps mispronouncing it because four-letter words are hard for her. And anyway, it is 100% merino wool, but it is spun in a different manner, and it is awesome. The stitch definition is great, and the colors are phenomenal, and we are so excited. I am particularly excited because even though I can't ever knit with it, even holding it like this is starting to bug my fingers. It is so cool. So we're going to bring this in September, so keep your eyes open. And we're going to interview them pretty soon once they get done. And
Shows the fingering weight.
the fingering weight, okay.
You don't have to touch it.
This is the
touching
fingering.
it.
I know, but it seems like I should. It's called Pata, and it too is 100% merino, but it is spun differently so that you can actually use it as socks, because there is a Z spin in it.
There's an S spin for
3 S spins and a Z spin.
Yeah.
So, which you'll have to look that up because I'm not a spinner, and Laura's not a spinner. So, but Jay, we got Jay here. Come on in, Jay.
Hi.
There's Jay. Jay
Hello.
is one of the owners. You do the dyeing?
Yes.
All right. So tell us about yourself.
Okay, I'm Jay, originally from Uruguay, South America, but I lived in San Diego for about 18 years. This is my lovely wife, Nikki.
Hi. Hello.
She somehow
Louder.
somehow dragged me into this.
Yeah, we're slowly converting him into being a knitter.
So how did you start your company?
So he is a creative person and has done lots of many different things, and painting and art in general are something that he's always done and he's been really good at. And he was kind of feeling the itch to do something new, and I am an obsessive knitter. I love to knit, and so I told him, well, why don't you dye yarn? Because you love color and you love art and I like to knit. So If nothing else, you could dye yarn for me. And so then we went to, start looking for sources of where we're going to find our yarn, and we found he is from Uruguay, so he called some places in Uruguay, and we found actually a mill that we are partnered up with, and decided to start this project together. And so we mill all of our yarn in Uruguay, and we bring it here and we dye it in San Diego. And yeah.
And how long have you been in business?
Since November 2018.
Oh wow, really new.
7 months.
And
we only started dyeing in January.
Right. So we've been busy in the dye pot.
Yes.
Since
We've got 124
That's
colors.
impressive. Very
In
impressive.
5 months, and I told them eventually, you need to slow down. We're gonna have.
So tell us about Pata and the different twists and why it's so unique.
okay. There we go.
All right. So, as I said, we have our own mill.
I'm going to come a little closer if that's okay.
We have our own mill, and so we have a lot of freedom to kind of design our bases and what we want to do with our yarn. And so the majority of our yarn is non-superwash, but I realize that there is still definitely a demand for superwash sock yarn. People want to be able to just throw them in the wash, and that's understandable. So we have superwash sock yarn, and we have a superwash sport weight yarn, because I also like to knit sport weight socks.
Yeah.
And so, but we still wanted to keep it as natural as possible. And so we did some research about socks, and especially spinning for socks that is still strong, but with only natural fibers and without the nylon in it. And so what we found creates a strong yarn is to have 3 plies spun in one direction and 1 ply spun in the opposite, and then they're plied together in that direction, so that the one strand that is spun and plied in the same direction gets extra tighter, and it adds some strength through that tension. And then it also takes the dye differently, so we end up with this fun barber pulley effect, especially on the variegated colors.
What colorway is that?
This one is called Infamous.
Ah, we're getting that one.
Yeah, this one will be in your shop.
So pretty. Well, I wish your daughter was here so we could take a picture of her.
Thank you.
We've been
She's-
seeing her all over the show.
She's right over here. I can bring her over. She's visiting the nomadic knits people. She's very fun.
No, she's been out gallivanting with everybody.
She is, yeah.
Yeah,
she's
she's
made a lot
awesome.
of friends, and
How old
she's
is
been
she?
all over the place. She's 11.
Oh yeah.
And she's going to be taking
a
over
fun
the
age.
business.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, she was ready to take money yesterday. She's like, just hand it over.
I got it all. I got it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. I got it.
Yeah, my granddaughter's 10, so it's like, it's a great age.
It is. It is a great age.
Well, thank you
Did
so
we
much.
talk about all the yarns that you wanted to talk about?
Yeah.
Cecilia talked about the yoga.
Yoga.
We did not talk yet about Mirabai,
Mirabai. Okay, we can talk about Mirabai then.
which of course you say differently than me, so that's okay.
Well,
That's all right.
Yeah, we're gonna end up
made us a lot
Minnesotaing it.
Yes.
It's pop versus soda, right?
Yeah. Right.
Yes, it is.
Or if you grew up in Texas like me, Coke
Cool.
for everything, and then well, what kind of Coke do you want? Fanta,
Yeah. That's how it is in Atlanta, too.
Yeah,
Fanta.
it's a
So,
southern thing.
this space is called Mirabai, and again, it's maybe stemmed from my being a hand spinner and liking some textured yarns. If you want to get closer so you can see kind of the texture. Mirabai is a 2-ply, also slightly thick and thin, so you have one of the plies is a thick and thin, kind of gently spun, thick and thin, and then the other ply is just a very thin, sort of lace weight ply that they're then plied together. So it's reminiscent of hand spun, but it is done on a machine, so it's still very even, very evenly twisted around. This is Mirabai, and it's delicious and squishy. And so this will be in your shop as well.
Yes,
Yes.
we're so
Very
excited. Well, thank
We are so
you.
excited.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. You've been fabulous.
Thank you.
And thanks,
Thank you.
Jay.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So-
Thank you. Have fun.
Okay, we're going. Where are you
Hi, this is Tulsi, the future owner, the CEO of Brenda Yarn. This is my daughter. She's wearing a new hat and cowl that will soon be released in the fall by Irina Anikiva. And she really is the one who runs the show. And
she takes the orders.
You do an awesome job, kid.
She fluffs up this Mirabai like a pro and makes it look as beautiful as possible, better than anybody else can. Say hi, hi Minnesota knitters. Thank you so much.
Hi everyone.
Hey everyone.
We're done with TNNA. Market
finished.
is over. We're exhausted, and we're at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
But we're not paying the price to go tour it. We're just gonna go in and get some magnets.
And have some lunch.
Yeah.
But we wanted to say thank you to everybody for joining along with us on our TNNA market jaunt.
Yes, we had
And
a great
we hope
time.
you enjoyed this crazy mishmash of a show. Hope it sounds okay. Have no idea.
We'll see.
It'll be what it is.
Yep.
All right.
So,
Thanks.
see you in a
We'll
couple
see ya.
weeks.
Bye.
Bye.